So hi guys, this is our old YouTube channel here, and as you can see, Enna was a lot younger. We were just dealing with SMA and wanting to have people understand the awareness of it. People who live with spinal injuries or trachs or whatnot never understood trach changes or haven't ever seen it before or thanked us for it. Unfortunately, we lost you can see that there was, and there was a lot of people who gave us really positive feedback, and which was really nice. Here, and you can see, she was much younger. We had different routines. She was able to do different things. She was able to smile then a lot more. You can see here, she was very smiley. And now, Enna, can you smile? Can you do a big smile? Okay. Well, hold a big smile. I know I don't have my light on. She's just saying yes, yes. Yeah, so anyways, and here, but she does sometimes, she'll hold her big smile, but you can see her beautiful smile. We spent about, 13 months in the Stollery hospital, or in the hospital, yes, in the pediatric, not geriatric, sorry, I'm a little bit tired. We're supposed to do night shift tonight, and I got to keep up to that, so, yeah, so Enna was very little when she was trached. She was about 9 months. Yeah, you were about 9 months old when you were trached. And we do orally suction her. We do keep some face cloths on her side of her face to kind of absorb some of the drool so it doesn't go down her back of her neck or on her side of her neck and cause breakdown or anything like that. You can see she had just freshly gotten G-tube then and stuff like that, and there's some older videos and stuff that we had. Ooh, that's not part of my, hang on a second here, guys. Whoa, it's all going crazy. Oh my gosh, when you try to do something and you're not a technical person and just everything happens to you and you're like, okay, when everything happens to you, right? Oh my gosh, it's crazy. So we were learning how to really take care of Enna during all these times. And anyways, my son ended up deleting our old channel's email and by error because he was doing something for gaming, and so now I no longer can get my old channel back due to the error that my son did by deleting the email completely. So I have no way to recover my password, to recover anything from the email, write back for my email, anything like that, right? So again, it is our old channel and it's kind of neat, and it kind of at the same time we're it's like where you started your history from, and now we finally finally encouraged ourselves to start a new channel again, and that's how we came to do our new channel that we have now, which is Peaceful Rage, and we are beginning the Peaceful Rage, Rageful Peace. But this was, 13 years ago apparently since we uploaded them. And yeah, that was Enna, and she was, I would say this is just around after Easter shortly, because she started losing her smile around March. It would have been Easter of 2009, I believe, would have been. Or, yeah, she started really losing her smile. It was literally just after Easter that you just started really losing. But you still got you're regaining that. You've regained a lot of muscle tissue to your smile now. I think she's just tired today. So, but we've definitely come a long ways, learned a lot since then as a family. And Enna has been working on muscle tones. We go for treatments every 4 months, spinal treatments every 4 months, where we're watching slowly all these degenerative muscles start reappearing again. spinal muscular atrophy. At the time, we had been told it was, again, the number one genetic killer in infants. So you become floppy tone. As you can see here, we don't own the copyrights to this music. Sorry, it was an old video. And, but we don't own the copyrights to the song or to the music. And old video, again, that was, 13 years ago. You can see Anna can use, through gravity, she can use her muscle, sort of thing, right? And then, oh, there's our new channel right below our channel. Look, here we go. I don't know, it's hard to focus. Like I said, I'm not the greatest technique. It says medical families need to learn to take moments for our own self, and it's true. You know, we've been through a lot as a medical family, right? Like, you know, we've been told we had our son Caleb, who also had Williams syndrome and hydrocephalus. And it's both a combination that has never been recorded before in history. So the hydrocephalus is water in the ventricles of your brain, right? And so it can enlarge your brain because of the water and cause some damage and stuff like that. And then we noticed while we were doing more tests, further tests, and going through CTs and stuff like that, that he had a small cerebellum. And they were trying to convince me to have an abortion at 6 months, telling me how the baby will, can sometimes live up to 2 hours gasping for air and all these things. They went through all these things with me, and I kept telling them to stop. And, they kept going on and describing how people do it all the time, and, and describing how this life is literally wanting to gasp for its air and things like that. And they can live up to 2 hours, and literally, it's a life. So I felt it was very inhumane to kind of look at it, we all have a purpose in life and things like that. And Hugo and I never knew about SMA or spinal muscular atrophy. Would it change our minds? The lack of education probably would have. The intelligence in our minds that this baby's already on its way would have still probably made us go through the life, because that's what we are given, and that's what we feel our life's our purpose, and so forth. And Enna was a baby, so she obviously, an infant, and she didn't know life any different than what she had it as as you've known it, right? Like we've done really good in the beginning. We fell down later on. I would say more of the medical system was a big stress. Sometimes I wonder, we had to get CVS testing there's her smile. We had to get CVS testing for spinal muscular atrophy and other things with Caleb. And sometimes I wonder, and I think we did that at like 13 weeks, you can do that testing or something like that. And I feel like sometimes they say, like, there's risks to it, and they have to pinch off a part of the placenta. And I remember telling Hugo, like, this is a lot more, I had a bit more bleeding than, they told me that I would have, and more pain that I would have and stuff like that. And I kept telling him, I think I feel something's wrong. And, it was weird. It's just weird how all the events unfolded. And so now he did pass away from a viral pneumonia. It wasn't his diagnosis, completely. He did have a pulmonary stenosis that was like the narrowing heart valve of his heart. So when he had the viral pneumonia, that part of the valve was like a blockage to the heart. And so a lot of things happened. And then he started thriving on an ECMO machine for 4 days. And then at 4, which the risks are, is that a blood clot can, cause death in our children or whatever, especially in an ECMO system or machine, due to the fact that it transports blood around, and the risks are blood clots. And so Caleb was declared brain dead on Father's Day at 6 a.m. I had a phone call in the morning. I was upstairs beside Enna, who was laying in her hospital crib while we were running back and forth between both children, so we could medically care for one and then run down and medically care for the other one, or be there at least if anything happened, and we would switch. I would sleep on the cot beside Enna, and during the day Hugo and I would swap back and forth between Caleb and Enna, or sometimes I would go home and he would sleep beside Enna. And it just happened to be Father's Day that the nurse touched my shoulder at 6 a.m. very lightly and told me that he, a pre-warning that my son's pupils weren't dilating. So I knew exactly what that meant at that time, being someone who worked in long-term care previously and had medical history from, knowledge and working with very intellectual people, authentic people who taught really well, and just learning in general at the hospital myself from what I needed to know, and things for Enna, and, things we learned on ourselves. Hugo was a previous firefighter, EMS, in his small town in Quebec, and and then he jack of all trades doing lumber and all those kinds of things, working, grocery stores and all that kind of stuff, which is a long story we'll get to eventually. What else can I say? I know this is kind of a boring video, but, Enna says, she agrees. And I know my lighting isn't perfect and I'm not focused on myself. Enna we do have, our life story is really, really different. Enna is there completely in mind, so her mind is all there, right? Yeah, you catch everything, and she's very intelligent, very observant. She'll tell us what she doesn't like or what she does like, and she has a nurse that she doesn't like. You can tell in her personality. She'll cry, or you'll ask her, was she nice? Do you like her? She'll say yes or no. She'll tell you exactly what she likes and doesn't like, and who she likes and doesn't like. And, she's got a very strong opinion that way, just like the rest of us. And her dad and I had taken time where we did separate. I was pregnant, we met, we really hit it off. He didn't speak hardly any English, I didn't speak really any French, but we were able to interact with each other, and I was able to explain to people what he was, trying to explain of himself. And we just really would laugh and interact, and we were just in a really easygoing couple, very happy, everybody was fun around us, and we got really serious really quick, and then eventually it was surprising. We had been pregnant with Enna, and Hugo had left for a while and come back, and all that time before and after he was finding out he was being cheated on. There was a car in the driveway and a man and stuff going in and out of the home while he was gone out working and here in Alberta, and we met in all of that time later on. After that, it was like December, all of this started happening, getting phone calls about this, and then we met in February, so when he started realizing his relationship was not doing so good. So then he wasn't sure what he was going to do because he has 3 kids in Quebec, and I told him, like, around Christmas I was pregnant. I said, I'm fine, go back, see your kids, try to figure out what you need to do, establish their home, whatever, make sure this is what you want, this is a long distance. And so he went back, he saw things were kind of shady and tried to match things up there and tried to fix things for his kids because it wasn't perfect. And there was drinking and stuff like that and parties, and so he tried to slow it down. And finally, eventually, later on, I didn't have news from him or anything, which was better that way. And so I did the delivery on my own with my sister and my mom there, and I did raise Enna and my son pretty much on my own. And then 7 months later, like, Hugo in between had phone calls about Enna's diagnosis and things like that, and lots of events that happened to us. I mean, there was a lot of events that happened to us. And between all that time, being 7 months on my own as a single mom, medical mom, living in an outpatients eventually, before that, owning my own home, having a mortgage, my own vehicles, all that stuff, it was crazy. All of a sudden, my life just went completely in a different direction very quickly. And, she was born in February, and in May 22nd, 2008, she was diagnosed with spinal muscular atrophy in a blink of an eye, and I'm going, oh my God, like, there's the number one genetic killer in infants is what they're telling me, and, hug her lots, take lots of photos, all that stuff. So our story will continue, and we're going to keep everybody updated and posted on our videos and our story as we go, and we'd like you to start following our new channel and subscribe, and thank you for watching, and thank you for those who have subscribed, and we appreciate it. And we're not the best YouTubers, but we are working on it as we work on our mental health on the long process in between everything, as both our mental health is really a work in progress since the just overall, there was so much grief and loss in between the times of these years that we faced, and just so many health struggles on myself. I've faced cancer, thyroid cancer that spread to my lymph nodes, and then through radiation, my right breast started swelling, and it was crazy. So we realized that the radiation was attacking cancer cells and all this stuff. So I went through a lot of stress, and then I went through a hysterectomy, to kill all the fibroids and things like that to reduce any risks of cancer. And then I ended up 6 months later, I believe, after we were finally starting to get our lives back and healing and all that stuff, I ended up with a brain bleed. A rare brain bleed that people typically die from on the right side of my head, which hurts lots all the time off and on. And I suffer from thunderclap headaches, things like that. And the psychological traumas of it. And then just the life of my past and Hugo's past and histories. Hugo is now suffering from, separation anxieties and PTSD and, untreated ADHD and as adult onset and things. So we really are a blended family with a lot of diversity in it. We have a lot of good, we have a lot of bad, we have a lot of things that we are learning about, like we have to try to still learn how to do her eye gaze and other things. So anyways, thank you for following. I hope you enjoy and start, enjoying what we have to share with everyone. And I know it's not everyone's life or everyone's story, but this is ours, and we're living it. So yeah, we're learning it, and we just are medical minds who learn more about science and life and learn so many different ways and qualities of life, right? And how to enjoy it. And Anna loves arts and animals and being adventurous and folk music, and oh my gosh, it's endless. Yeah. Yesterday she tried plain cheese cream cheese. No, it wasn't yesterday. The cream cheese from my bagel. Yeah, it was yesterday. So, and did you like it? That's her yes. So she's saying yes, and I know my video is kind of crappy, but I will work on it. I can throw a little light on it. Ooh. Yeah, and it had some acne on her nose, so yes, it is a bit red. I do know, but that's the teen life, right? And yes, of course, I have acne at the same time she does, so that's one of the reasons why I am like viewing this way until I can get. Yeah, it's just the way life is. I mean, we all have our struggles with these moments, so enjoy, be peaceful. If you're going to be ragefully peaceful, right? At least be peaceful. Peace out.